Goals can be said to be written awareness of the destination where you are going, what you want to achieve. If you are going to set goals that will make you achieve something extraordinary, it's going to take a long time. It's going to take some patience. When you save, you get more interest morally than financially. Contentment is the key to happiness.
Welcome. This is the Bridge Network, City Church, Canada. We're so glad that you're here with us today.
Thank you. Good morning, church. It's a privilege that I cannot take for granted. I've been here several times. I want you to join me to thank Pastor and Pastor Mrs. Madujem with a thunderous clapping ovation, standing ovation for what we now see for the future that is beginning. Thank you so much, sir. How many people here has entered an aircraft before? If you have entered inside, at the age, by the time I was counting money in millions, I had no passport. You understand? It's not something to be ashamed of. You understand? I had no passport. But I believed in Nigeria so much. And I believe so much that if I had money, money will show me the way to the passport and what to use the passport to do. If you have traveled before, let me see your hands. If you have entered the aircraft, a plane, if you have entered a plane, okay, let me ask the opposite. If you have not entered aircraft before, you have not traveled to enter a plane before, let me see your hands. Okay, there are so many. Okay. Let me tell you something they always tell us to do when you enter. They will say, go to your seat. Put your seat in erect position. Tighten your seatbelt. Remove tray tables. Then they will switch on the fasten your seatbelt sign. And then the air hostesses will go to make sure that you are obeying the rules. The rules of what? Starting. And along the way, they will now take off. And then you will take off with them. When they enter turbulence, in business, there is turbulence. In creating a vision, in actualizing a vision, along that path, there is always turbulence. And once and when there is turbulence, the captain and the crew will call you back to your seat. They will say, go to your seat, fasten your seatbelt. And they do all of that because those are the protocols for restarting or protocols for establishing discipline, seriousness, return to the basis, return to the starting principles. So, what I've been invited to talk about today, I'll just share some slides with you. It's the same thing. When you are going to start, you start with desire. Desire. Desires are prayers. Prayers are desires. One and the same thing. Something you want. It now becomes a destination. And then you have to take off. Then there are starting protocols. First, you must know your destination. The captain will say, we are going to Heathrow Airport, Terminal 2, Terminal 3, or Gatwick. They will tell you where you are going to. Many people always forget to tell those that are coming behind that the key to achievement is vision of achievement. When you have achieved, how does it look like? People underrate the importance of what they call goals. Goals can be said to be written awareness of the destination where you are going, what you want to achieve. When you commit vision to paper, you dig with your pen the lines in the paper, and then you sow the seed of achievement by describing where you are going. And when you get there, how do you know you are gotten there? How long will it take you to get there? How long do you want it to take you? You have to, if you are going to London, they will tell us 6 hours. If you are going to Dubai, they will tell us maybe 7 hours. If you are going to New York, they probably say 12 hours. If you are going to set goals that will make you achieve something extraordinary, it's going to take a long time. It's going to take some patience. Therefore, you must be ready. Can you show, please, my slides? I'll just run through my slides. Because every time that over the years I've wanted something, there have always been challenges. There have always been roadblocks. There have always been difficulty. You keep achieving, and sometimes everything goes blank. That is turbulence. Then you go back and remind yourself, where am I going? What I always advocate is, if you want to create a family business, in 50 years, how will it be? Even if you have no children, how many children do you want to have? What is the type of wife you want to marry? How long do you wish to live? Who can tell me how long you wish to live there? How long? 100? How long in this area? Who is representing the people in this area? You say? What did you call it? That is what everybody is saying all over the world. 120. They are doing research finding to establish the fact that the best goal to set for longevity is 120. How many people have read the book How to Live Up to 120 Years? Who? The book is fantastic. I recommend it to everybody. Download it. You can watch some of the thing on YouTube. Some chapter, I think chapter 1. Then they hid all the remaining chapter for you to just have a taste of the content, the nutrients in the book. How to You can Google the book when we finish. How to live up to 120 years. So we're going to use that as a model. And then the book recommended that from 0 to 20 years is the first half of 120 years. First half. And that when you get the fever of the content of that book at the age of 70, you are in the second half. Then you count how many years do you have left to reach 120. And then you will now set goals on that remaining years up till. Of course, when you are setting goals, people who set goals are smarter than foolish ones who don't. It's been said over and over and over that the key to success is goal setting. And that is the furnace in the fire of achievement. If you don't join them to set goals, you join them to fail. I think it is Igbo proverb that said, the ear that refuses to listen will join the head when it is chopped off. We need to advise ourselves that the world has moved past the issue of dying at 80, 90. And that if you can set goals to become millionaires, then billionaires, then you can set goals to live a longer life. And when you are setting goals to live long life, you must not forget to set goals to have good health. There are many people living beyond 100 years that now, across the world, that are so strong than many people of 50. So, what half? How many people are in the first half? Let me see your hand up. First half. Are you getting the first half or second half? First half. Let me see your hands up. That is, your age is between 1. I don't want to say 0. Between 1 and 60. That is the first half of the lifespan of 120. Let me see your hands up. First half. First half are plenty. Second half, let me see your hands. Second half. Second half. I'm one of them. I'm one of the. Yes. The people of first half are plenty. Don't waste the first half. You have a lot to do. You have time on your hands. Don't throw your time away. When you set goals and follow the principles, you have opportunity, the good fortune of achieving in 10 years what takes many people to achieve in 120 years. You have the time in the corridor of your room to learn, to read from the judges. It is in Nigeria that people die easily. If you live in England, I do now, it's rare to say that somebody fell and died, or something, a car hit something on the road. It's very rare. Why will you be driving and hit another driver? Why will you be driving and jump inside the gutter? What's happening? What's wrong with you? You can't drive unless you have permit to drive. That is license. And you can't have permit unless you have gone through a rigor of passing exams, written, and then test. And today now, in London, cars of 2005 and below are almost forbidden because you pay every day you bring the car outside. 2005 and below, most cars are brand new. It is not that we cannot create such a system here. If the Nigerian system makes such difficult. By yourself, you can create something for your life that does not generally occur in Nigeria. You can create your own Nigeria in your own business, in your own homes. A new Nigeria, a better Nigeria, that will serve as examples for the coming generations. Next, what do you want? Write it. Next, please. Next. Yes, basically it's the same thing. Like Pastor has said, when you have a roadblock, you know there's a problem, go and read a book, the title of which promises solution to the problem. Once upon a time, I was told that the key to business prosperity is saving. And that saving is a culture, is a habit. And the habit, some people call it living within your means. Whatever it is, for no reason, when you save, you get more interest morally than financially. What savings will do to you is more important than the money they will add to your money. So I see people finding reason not to save. When the money is small, that is the beginning. There are 1,000 reasons to say saving is stupid. But with time, it begins to make sense once you continue. It's not something you can discuss by issue of depreciation or by issue of inflation or by any. It's a way of life. It's a mindset. It's something that coaches your mind to believe in growing abundance, no matter how much it is. And as you feel abundance, you attract abundance. The key to achievement comes down to feeling the fulfillment of your achievements. How does it feel? How does it feel to be a billionaire? You can't feel so if you are not already saving money in some form. You can't feel genuinely if there is no accumulation or conservation in your direction. You will need to buy books and you read it. There's no way when you are reading books to solve a particular problem, that idea will not be written in the book. So you jot out those ideas, you make a list, and you work on the ideas. Success is so simple. It's not more than that. Find somebody who has achieved what you want. Ask. I'll tell you how. I'll just follow. And then yours will come. It's amazing how many people want to achieve a particular thing. Just like Pastor mentioned, turn to their father-in-law. Wisdom and gray hair are different. They are so different. Finding out is possible only for those who search. If you cannot search, you can't find. Go into the books. Read the books. Jot ideas. Ideas will flow to you, either from the book or from God. Because the moment you begin to renew your mind by bringing in new awareness, your thinking will gradually be changing, and you become a new person. You can do that every day, becoming newer and newer every day. That is, having something to do every day to push you, to move you in the direction of the 50 years, 60 years, that is your destination. Next. Please. Finish? Of course, if you want to achieve anything, you need focus. How many people know that we need focus? There's a book, The One Thing. Our problem is that we lack focus. And then there are many things to distract us. Many things. One of them, social media. During the COVID, how many people realize that COVID did more harm to the world than Israel war? Scared more people, killed more people than the Israel war. How many people know that? How come we are not so grateful today that we survived COVID? Why not focus on the solution to our life? You see, most of the stories we have about the Israel war, the Afghanistan, and those have been polluted by ideas of certain people on social media. Why not relate all of those as distraction and focus, what do I need to achieve? Focus on that. What you think about, you attract. What you think about, you become. Why not become what you want? Why not mind your own business? It's better to mind your business and focus on achievement. There are wars of Boko Haram. Is it not true? If God says they are not in Ibadan, it's the decision of the world. You can pray for them. God forgive. But focus on what you are doing. Don't allow your mind to go to areas that are not immediately within your immediate concern. When you make your heart happy and grateful for little achievements every day, you become an encouragement to the people around you. You improve their mood. You laugh, and it will let them laugh. When you feel happy, happy things happen to you. When you allow your mind to be taken away to a distant wilderness, where it is disturbed, harassed, you bring home fear. Fear is the greatest enemy of achievement. Why not rid your mind or your life of fear? It's difficult, I must confess to you, that when you are in Nigeria, it's difficult to overcome the harassment of fear. Because when you open Facebook, you open anything, all you see is fear. Accident, everything happening. Focus more on your goals, especially in the early morning. Especially in the early morning. And then, especially shortly before bed. Next. Thank you. I wish you success in all you will write from today. Peace follow plenty. Plenty follow peace. I wish you both. I didn't hear amen. God bless you. So today, what we are doing is teaching, not preaching. I'm not a preacher, as you can see. You understand? I can confirm to you that I'm a teacher. I was taught. I listened. I obeyed. And today, I have God to thank that I let myself get taught. If there are questions you want to ask, please ask. Wherever you are in development, or what we call developmental milestones, I probably have been there before. I can be able to tell you circumstances in those regions and how to jumpstart yourself and your life. to move to the next level. Thank you, sir.
We're ready for you. So anybody want to throw the first question? Anybody? Yeah, okay. You have the mic? Okay, great.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So my question is this. I'd like you to speak concerning the concept of mindset. Mindset. And this is the reason I'm asking. You said there was a time in your life where you started counting millions, but you had not entered the plane. But prior to that time, there was also a time when you were counting thousands. So I want to ask, what was it like? Was it that you saw that you were going to be counting millions? And if you saw it, what were the things that fed your vision to say that, okay, this is what I can see? Because I feel that it can be tricky at times when you have a vision, but then the mind to grasp it. I don't know if I'm making sense.
You are.
So the mind to capture it. So for example, I can say in the next 5 years, I desire and I hope I have the strategy in place to be counting to have a net worth of say $10 million. But then I have the plan and I'm going through that. But then there's something about the mind. I'm coming from a sort of mindset that I've been all this time. It's just thousands. It's just thousands. So how do we walk the mind to make it real to us that it becomes a reality for us? Even such that even when we are on the process, we understand that it's just a process and we can almost feel it that we're going to achieve that vision.
Yes, thank you so much. Like we said, it starts with vision and then visualization. Visualization is very important. You see yourself without possession. What has worked well with me is to think in naira. Because in the country where I live, we think naira. We spend naira. So I had found it difficult to think in dollars because of the shifting of consciousness from naira consciousness to dollar consciousness. Early on, I've been reading books written by global billionaires. When you read a book, your mindset as someone who is poor will begin to improve and move towards someone who is rich. And when you are reading such a book, you are more likely to feel increasingly happy when you are reading the book. How many people have done that? Happiness, they say, is like inspiration. I feel inspired. Means your vibration, your rate of vibration is going faster than before. The vibration of thought of a poor person is slow. Of a rich person is high. Of a very wealthy person is extremely high. Can you understand now? So your vibration will begin to change. Many things that used to make you afraid when you had no money will begin to register lesser significance in your mind. Can you understand what I'm saying? So these are the changes you will see in the way your mind is set. You, especially some of the time when you are reading the book, you feel rich already. Because the thinking of the writer at the point of writing that thing is the thinking of a rich person. Because the writer is a rich person. So you that you are reading the book, probably you are not that rich. So when you now mix your mind with the mind of a rich person, elevation in your spirit will occur. This is the thing we expect you to do every morning. You change your, once it changes a bit, it's like what they call Hooke's law. Once your mind is bent in one direction, it's permanent. It bends again tomorrow, it bends again tomorrow, it bends to, after a long time, it will no longer be able to return to its original position. They call that in physics Hooke's law. Abib? So these are the things that happen. Have I answered your question? Thank you.
Doc, let me ask you this one. You've been teaching this, ever since I met you, you've been teaching about savings, you've been teaching about reading, you've been reading about studying, everything you've said. I can even say I've heard you say it, maybe in the last, how many years now? My question to you, sir, from your experience, what is the greatest hindrance that stops us from being obedient to these things? What would you find out from your own data analysis that you teach this, but I can say maybe half of the people just don't do anything? What would you say is the reason for this? And how can we overcome it?
Well, I want to say, sir, to be honest with you, many of the people have not had enough of poverty. That is the truth. If you have enough, you say, I've had enough. And from today, I'm ready. I'm ready. A lot of people are not ready because they are still getting something to quench their innate capacity. They quench the hunger by palliatives instead of resorting to curative. People are, that's why they don't. And I've read many books that has confirmed the same diagnosis. People, by the time they say, I want to move to the other lane. I've had enough of this lane. And then it takes time. African brothers, they won't allow you to die. They give you little things. So the hunger will be diminished and be diminished. Once you have suffered enough, you will say, I'm ready. From today, I want to get serious. People are not serious unless they are ready. Any question?
Any other question? Okay, there are questions now.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. Pastor, thank you very much.
Yes.
My first question is, when I read many of your books, and I understand that when it comes to generational business and generational wealth, I felt that I know that you had it figured out from the beginning before you start bringing the children to the world, and many of us brought them to the world before we understand that we have to plan for them, and they now grow up to see us still hustling and struggling, and it's like our own business is not really attracting them to us, and we cannot really employ them. So we can't go back to before we get pregnant. So how do we?
Please clap for her, please.
I have two questions, sir. How do we solve that, and how do we bring them to ourselves? Number two question is that maybe you feel that you had enough of poverty and you want to change, and you changed. You focus on affirmation. You do things that, because I'm a product of Dr. Abib, and I've been following him, I've been reading his books, doing affirmation, and it works, things change. But you find yourself in the midst of struggle, difficulties, and you start feeling like, what is it that you are really looking for? That's like, maybe you will still leave all this thing. Maybe you should. But you cannot still go back to poverty. You just find yourself in the midst of, you don't know really what to do.
Let us clap for her, please. She's one of the bona fide members of 110 Academy. I can understand what she's saying far more than you can understand. I got savaged by Think and Grow Rich when I was in 100 level, and I read the book 72 times when I was in university. 72 times. At a particular stage, when I opened a page, I knew what was inside on that page. The book taught me several things. That if I needed that I had to wait for some time to have money before I got a wife. So when I finished NYC, I spent 7 years building Tolu Medical Center. Around the time that I got married, I had over 30 million naira cash in banks. Before I got married, I read several other books, how to look for a wife. Before I got married, I read books, how to choose the sex of your children. The book is still outside. You can still Google it, how to choose the sex of you. We are talking about reading such a book in 100 level. This belief in the wisdom of the people before you is the key to salvation in prosperity, especially salvation from poverty. I knew well that these children, when they began to go to school, they were reading to develop their mind. If the mind developed, they will move and get promoted from primary 1 to 2, to 3, to 4. And what do you think I will do? I will be reading books too about business to get promoted to the next level so that they don't catch up with me. When you are growing, when they are growing mentally, they are growing chronologically as well. They are getting taller. They are getting maybe fatter in strength. But school is also developing their mind. And it is not the fufu that will develop me. It's the books. So, what do I say? They are on their lane. I had to be on my lane. My lane is to read the books every morning, so that they must not catch me. I knew that while they were still young, they saw me, they came to me in my office. You understand? They looked at the office as something big. It was my responsibility to ensure that in 30 years' time, they will still be looking at the office as something very big. That is, their consciousness about the size of the business should not diminish by the virtue of their elevated knowledge. I knew the thing to do was to be on my lane. They are learning. If you are on your lane, don't get distracted by what they are saying. Keep learning. Soon, your lane, you move faster, that you will catch up with them. How will you catch up with them? The revenue, the people you employ working with you will begin to improve as you get better. When you get better staff. Not before. When you get better, you do better business. Not before. So when you get better and better, you get a stage where you'll be able to pay the salary of their age group or the salary of the people in their class. You understand now? If you can do that, then you are moving closer to a day when you invite them over. Then they will start believing in your business, trusting your growth. They have to do that for a while before they can submit their future to the kind of thing you are doing. You will never get a stronger critic about what you are doing than the members of your family. When every other person is saying, they will look and say, Kilo ṣe. You understand now? I have been talking to them that you will never get any employer that will pay you as much as I can pay you. They knew that. You understand now? My son collects salary. He works online on the business we run. He's also doing a master's degree in London. Physical presence, not online. You understand now? So I can afford to pay him the salary his friends working with NHS. What they get is what he gets. He's also in school. I pay. Where do I make my money? Nigeria. You understand now? Does he hurt me? No. It's a mindset. What am I doing? I'm preparing him to come back home. You understand now? I can afford to live there and live here. But for him to be intelligent enough to work with the team who are running the organization, he's not going to run the organization. It's just, I'm not the one running the organization. I'm just there as a political head. So if he's going to work there, he's going to work as a political member of the team. But we have been treating them to respect the people doing the job. They are older, they are wiser, they are more competent. You understand now? So that is the system. For now, be on your lane. And then move fast on your lane. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
Thank
afternoon.
You for the teaching.
Yes, thank you.
Sir, you mentioned about being single-minded and focused. I realize that some of us are multitask, can do so many things together. But along the line, I've been able to stream. I know that I'm in that sector, and I'll be able to work on myself to narrow down what I do. I'm into food and agriculture. Last year, I just got inspiration to start a school, to start a university focusing on food and agriculture. So I invited some consultants to just discuss. I needed a document to read over time. So I shared my vision with them. And they said it's not possible. How can you just start a university on food and agric alone? And it's as if they're taking me back to my old do this. And I don't want to do that. I don't know whether I can be helped to just be focused and single-minded, doing what I want to do.
Yes, let's put our hands together for her. Something led you to that vision, to that faith. They don't understand the thing that led you. They don't have the same consciousness. So they are showing you pessimism. You have a duty to reject all pessimists. When you see them, don't walk away, run. Find a way to move towards those who have faith, who are optimistic. What you are starting is not something you can discuss with people of low vibration. You understand now? They might have big ties, high portfolio, but the vibration in their mind is weak. Their faith is poor. They come as a distraction. They are contaminants on your life. Far more damaging than distractions. Get other people. Move along people who have done it, who can tell you it's doable. Above all, sustain your vision. All these big universities, the people that started them, how many head? One. One loaded head with vision, with goals, with drive is better than 1,000 useless on school thoughts, on school head. Move away from idiots, no matter how strong their position may be. Move towards people with simple faith, simple trust in Almighty God that put that faith in your heart.
Thank you very much, sir, for the simplicity and the strength of the answer to the question of how do you keep focus and all that. And you said it's just when you've had enough of poverty, you have enough enthusiasm to get away from it. We do know that there are people who got to that point and chose to get away from poverty, from not conventional, from not correct, not moral, not edifying ways. My question, therefore, is what are the specific Christian precepts and values that guided you where you are now?
Thank you so much. Let's put our hands together for him. I knew by reading those books. You see, when you are reading books written by those who have, they call that book the Bible of billionaires in America. There were other books before Napoleon Hill. Books of Dr. Murphy, especially. I've read all those ones as well. But this book talked about moral principles along, you understand, along with the teaching that when you start and follow a path that is unethical, I don't want to say unorthodox, because many unorthodox way lead to this destination. You understand? Unethical or immoral is like moving around in that poverty. You understand now? The fall from that will be more colossal than not to push forward in the first place. The mind you are building, the thing we are talking about, vision, is talking to the God within. asking for guidance. By the time you get to that stage of development, coming to your knees, talking as if the God is inside you, representing a position as if you and the God are the same, and that all the characteristics he has, you have, and that the thing you want, so much as he can achieve, he knows the way to guide you to achieve. That will grant you ambition. The kind of ambition that my sister has. That every other person would think is impossible. Because you have aligned yourself in position with God, your creator. Your creator can create anything. When you are in alignment with your creator, there's nothing you cannot create. You begin to feel that everything is possible. Anything I touch, God has touched. You feel directed. You feel moved. That is the way to get away from all the maladies in the society. Those are circumstances. The root cause is inside you. When you listen to the chord of advice from inside, it occurs at moments when you are in solitude. And the best time is when you are reading. Your mind is open. You feel in alignment, in oneness with the whole universe. That is when you feel in alignment with God. Prayers are better answered at that time. That is when you nurse the vision of where you are going, and you feel that you already have it now. Because God is with you now. I don't know how else to explain, but that is how I have been guided over the years.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate Dr. Abib. I'm going to allow for 2 more questions, but I want the 2 questions to be asked right away so that Dr. Abib can just use that to round up his session. 2 more questions. That's all. And then we need, because already it's almost 12:30. Anybody else? Is there anybody on this side? I can't. Anybody on that side? So we have no more questions. Right? No more questions. All right. Okay. All right. Doc, thank you very much.
Thank you.
But let me take what Dr. Digbola said, because I actually feel there's another half of the question, because he's trying to bring out the fact that when you get desperate, there's only 2 choices left. You either do it legitimately or you do it illegitimately. And you know, in this country, illegitimate is easier.
Okay.
Illegitimate is
Yes,
easier.
it's a lot easier.
To cheat, it's easier to steal,
Yes.
it's easier to take advantage of people. Where does the strength come from to stay on the legitimate side?
Thank you very much, sir. I started my life with the spirit of patience. The spirit of patience. I needed something very big. If you want to be a billionaire, the principles that will make you become rich is the principle you must not stop. The reason we have few people becoming billionaires is because as soon as certain people become rich, It stopped. Long before I had money, reading in those days, I was not expecting money. I was a student. I needed to pass exam. This Yahoo thing was not common then. There was nothing like Yahoo. You understand? My father had no money to pay school fees. Secondary school. My uncle, God bless him, was giving me money, pocket money. I will use some at Kingsway in Dubai there to buy books. You understand? Because at that time I knew that books are for the mind, food is for the stomach. And the two must continue simultaneously. I was not interested in plenty of money. I was interested in creating value, starting. My mind all along was on starting a hospital, private hospital. I wasn't interested in having money. I was being given money every month. So I didn't want beyond that. What will I use that money to do at that time? 50 kobo. We'll buy meal ticket, 50 kobo. You understand now? That was in UI. Little money to buy me. It was enough. I ate twice. In the morning, I will take coffee. By noon, they will release us from the lecture hall to go and eat. I will eat around 1. And then I will eat in the night. So the money of the morning, I will use to buy books, to read. Books of wealth was always giving me strength. Books of anatomy, physiology was always taking away the strength. You understand? Those were the things that would take away the strength. So in the morning, I would start reading books of anatomy. Anytime I was tired, I would take Think and Grow Rich. Acres of Diamonds. The Richest Man in Babylon. How to Win Friends and Influence People. I would take those books. They will give me spiritual energy. I didn't need money to do anything. I had everything. I didn't have fridge and all those things or television. I didn't need them. Because it didn't come across to me as something missing in my life. You understand? Up to today, that spirit still follows me. The last time I bought my car, Pastor, you will have been seeing that car 9 years ago. I bought it brand new. The following 2 years, I could buy another one. Another 2 years, I could buy another one. Yesterday, I could buy another one. Tomorrow, I could buy another one. But I wasn't interested. This thing can still last another 2 or 3 years. If I buy another one, maybe to impress people who don't care about me. You understand now? It's still doing the job it's supposed to do. I have a brand new car in England. I can use it. Of course, they said every 2 years, 3, 4 years, I should be coming to change it for anyone. All those systems there works well. You understand? So, contentment is the key to happiness. Thank you, sir.
We invite you to come for the word, and we know that you will stay for the kingdom. The Bridge Network City Church, Canada, is based in Vancouver at the moment where we're starting out, and we believe so strongly in part of this, everything you need to know about how to give, how to support, how to contact us is right there on the screen in front of you. The number is 1604-600-7940. The website is thebridgenetwork.ca. We look forward to hearing from you.